new babes.
What's good, TMG fam? It's your boy L, and I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute. So listen, can you remember, for those of us who are of age and a little older, the older ones, listen, can y'all remember what was that one scary movie that scared you to death? I mean, had you like laying in your bed, like couldn't really shut your eyes, hearing every little noise and sound and crack that your house made after watching that movie? What was the movie that did it for you? What was the movie that just had you just messed up when you was a kid? Drop them in the comment section, bro. Like for me, I'll tell you a couple different ones that had me thrown off, right? The first movie, this movie, I didn't even see it. Just the word around, just traveling around, how it was being banned from movie theaters. The Exorcist was something I stayed away from in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Except when I got a little older, it was like, I gotta see it. I gotta see it. But the Exorcist as a kid, just hearing about it, them banning it, hearing about people just going crazy over it, screaming, like being really messed up behind it, that was one. I can't really think one that just had me like super messed up. You know what I'm saying? If I would have had to guess, it might have been Jason when I was younger. Might have been Jason because of that sound. That I think that's what it was, man. It was more so that than all of the killing he was doing. Plus, he would just appear out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So the whole mystique and him just, somebody on the screen turn around and he'd just be there or pop up out of nowhere. I think that was, as a kid, the other one. That had to be the other one. You know what I mean? Just stuff that just threw you off. You know, now when you go back and look at them and you're of age and you're like, really, bruh, really, this? And you looking at the kill scenes and you're like, really? But when you were young and looking at it, it just seemed like so realistic. Now you look at it and time has passed and you see the updated work compared to what they were doing back in the day. You're like, oh my gosh, bro. Are you serious? It's crazy. So shout out to Watch Mojo, because we're going to check out the top 10 scariest horror movies. All right. So don't y'all be too critical, because some of them may be back in the day. And just like I said, you gotta give them the benefit of the doubt. You got to think about them in that time that they were in. You know what I'm saying? Who remembers being taken to the movie stores as a kid? I remember being taken to the movie store as a kid, like Blockbuster or Video Warehouse or whatever your movie store was back then, right? I remember like certain areas being blocked off. You know what I'm saying? Like certain areas being, you go into that horror aisle or area of that store, of that movie store, and just the cover art of the VHS that they have them placed in the cases, the cover of the cases would throw you off, man, as a kid. Like you didn't even want to go down those aisles.
Things are about to get scary. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down.
Oh yeah, so see, they got a lot of the old school joints. All right, let's see.
On our picks for the top 10 scariest horror movies. For this list, we'll be looking at traditionally dark horror movies and how terrifying they are. Number 10, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Hey, you see those?
Good one. I forgot about that. Texas Chainsaw Massacre was really good because, you know what I'm saying, the realisticness of it and them saying this was based off of a true story. Am I correct? Wasn't it based off some truth? Not all the way, but something like that.
Those buildings there? That's where they kill them.
Gritty and foreboding in every scene, this slasher flick revels in all the violence and gore that it could possibly throw at its loyal audience. a group of friends decides to pick up a hitchhiker on their way to a family homestead. They have no way of knowing just how horrible their world is about to become. Here's the short version. Awaiting them with open arms and empty stomachs near their destination is a family of cannibals who use the bones of their victims to furnish their home. Among the most wantonly violent films ever made to this day, if this massacre doesn't chill you to your very core, we don't know what will.
Even the updated one is pretty good. The one that came out with, I think Trey Songz was in that one. Even that one's pretty good, bro.
Number 9, The Blair Witch Project.
I don't think,
Never seen it.
I want to go cheesy. I want to really avoid any cheese.
One of the most successful indie flicks ever, the Blair Witch Project's marketing campaign made it the most talked about movie in America.
It was like a woman, only on her arm, on her hands and everything. It was like hair, like a real dark, almost black hair.
The fact that the trailer and teasers that whet the appetite of audiences everywhere gave away virtually nothing about the plot made all of the found footage flicks' twists and turns entirely shocking. Its utterly unknown stars allowed us to empathize completely, which made those surprises even more terrifying, while the simple yet horrifying closing seconds ensured this film is one of the scariest of all time.
I'm so sorry.
Number 8.
And see, that's crazy. I'm gonna have to end up watching it for myself. I'm gonna have to end up going back and watching that with myself because I heard so many people down that movie. I heard so many people, so I never really gave it a shot, which I should have. You know what I'm saying? I never based my opinion off of anybody else, but so many people that I knew around me, and I just never went back and gave it a shot. So I should. Oh man, this is one of my all-time favorites. It's all-time favorites. If you wasn't a Chucky fan, bro, you ain't have to be scared, but if you was a Chucky fan, then I rock with you.
8. Child's Play. While on the brink of death, Lakeshore Strangler Charles Lee Ray imbues a child's toy with his soul to ensure that his reign of terror will never end. Children are without a doubt what most people want to protect in this world. So when this film centered itself around the idea of having a ruthless killer cuddle up to an innocent child, it became many adults' worst nightmare.
Hey, Mikey!
Anchored by the effortlessly creepy voice work of Brad Dourif, any movie that could make children fear the very playthings they adore so much is positive to scare many for years to come.
That's what it was, man. How they got into your mind of something that you give your child to play with a toy could turn so deadly. I think that's what made it hit home so much for people, bro, and kind of scared people the most. Now that I think about it, the story plot that they wrote was genius. You know what I'm saying? Genius. And then the way they shot it, you really didn't get to see Chucky until, like, what was it, halfway through the movie? So they just kept drawing you in with that suspense, bro. Like, this setup was genius, especially the first one. Genius, bro.
Hello, Andy.
Number 7. Paranormal Activity.
Just as Max, like the shadowy just figure that would be at the foot of my bed. And it was always at the foot of my bed. It was never at the foot of her bed, but she did see it.
Based principally around home video camera footage of a couple being haunted by supernatural phenomena in their new home, this supernatural horror combined everything that made the Blair Witch Project and the Amityville horror classics of the genre.
I think I watched this with Queen. I can't remember because I think she got scared. Is this the one where it'd be like front door open, back door open? Yo, that used to scare the mess out of her. She could not stand that.
This time, however, the specter doing the haunting is a demon that feeds off of negative energy and has latched itself onto Katie.
It seems to me that that's what we're dealing with, something that's basically connected to you.
In Paranormal Activity, we get to see the psychological damage that prolonged exposure to a force of pure evil wreaks on a completely typical couple, while getting further thrown for a loop by the many suddenly scary moments played out in front of us. Enthralling and unsettling, it's the moments of quiet and static that give the sudden action the ability to scare us to our bones.
Nika?
Ma'am? She's got a weapon.
Where's Nika?
Ma'am,
Where's
put down the
Nika?
knife there. Put down the knife there.
Number 6. A Nightmare on Elm Street.
The worst nightmare I ever had. You wouldn't believe it.
Movie alone had people not wanting to go to sleep. This is the movie that had people scared to dream.
Matter of fact, I had a bad dream last night myself.
I had a hard-on this morning when I woke up, Tina. Had your name written all over it.
It's a simple fact of life. We all must sleep.
What, Mother?
And, try as we might, we are incapable of staving off sleep forever. That's why a horribly disfigured man who wants to kill the younger members of our society in grisly fashion while they sleep is an entirely creepy prospect.
How many of y'all had the glove? I just thought about that. I had the glove on Halloween as a kid. Yes, sir, had the glove.
He's gone.
Enraged by his murder at the hands of parents who believed he killed their children, Freddy Krueger managed to stave off the hell he deserved. Despite the later chapters in the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise devolving into over-the-top humor, this first flick is played so seriously that we suggest you don't view it just before bed.
Who are you?
Number 5.
Really?
Rosemary's Baby.
Oh, Guy, let's take it, please. That living room could be... Oh, please, let's take it.
Okay, darling, we get out of the other lease, okay.
Like many young couples who are finding their way in the world, Rosemary and her husband Guy are trying to conceive a baby.
We have to make a baby.
Oh, well, we'll do it.
That is where the resemblance to a typical story ends, as Rosemary soon finds herself the unwilling focus of a strange group of people and their malevolent plans for her child-to-be.
This is no dream. This is really happening.
The mere idea of something so evil growing inside of you would be blood-curdling to most of us. But when you consider the totally natural love you'd feel for any child you mothered, things become positively chilling.
What have you done to him, you maniac?
Satan is his father, not Guy. He came up from hell and begat a son of mortal woman.
Number 4. The Omen.
On this night, Mr. Thorne, God
Way before my time.
has given you a son.
In this Richard Donner flick, the suspected Antichrist is not in the womb or a crib, but comes in the form of a young and at times innocent-looking child. Ready and capable of destroying anyone who stands in his way or displeases him. Damien's life is surrounded by grief, misery, and death. Fraught with violent visuals like decapitations and hangings, The Omen doesn't pull any punches as it delves into the life of the world's most evil little boy. Excellent performances and incredible suspense make this movie one of the best horror films of all time.
So it's like they've been using kids to scare the bejesus out of us since forever, right? Yeah, like kids has always been the formula.
No! No, Daddy, no!
God, help me. Please! Stop! Don't put on fire!
Number 3. The Ring. What would you do if your son had 7 days until he dies in horrendous fashion? And what if your son's fate was inexorably tied to your fate? These are the questions that this remake of the 1998 Japanese film of the same name attempts to answer in the most unnerving way possible. Fueled by amazing sound design and a gripping score, Every moment of The Ring will have you recoiling in terror. No need for loads of gore here. With just lots of disturbing visuals, the use of psychological horror, and a haunting vibe, it's no wonder the movie was both a critical and commercial smash. Number 2, Alien.
Good one. Jump scare.
Despite the science fiction elements of the story, there can be little debate that Alien is in fact also a horror film. Being stuck inside an environment you can't escape, with a mindless creature who only wants to kill you, is a creepy idea to be sure.
No, Dad. I don't want to talk over this window. I'm eating this. What's the matter? The food ain't that bad, baby.
Combine that with the fact that even the calm of an innocent dinner scene is the setting for unparalleled alarming moments. Like this movie's unforgettable chest burst, and it becomes clear that Ridley Scott's space adventure doesn't only grab you by the neck, it also never lets you go again. Before we reveal our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Don't really remember The Descent. Not saying I ain't seen it. Don't really remember that one. So it must not have been that good if I don't remember it. Oh, what about Hill Has Eyes? The Hills Have Eyes. I kind of remember that one though. I mean, that one was crazy. Yeah. Yes. Halloween and that darn song. Halloween, Michael Myers. Yes, that one messes you up as a kid. Here he come from behind the seat.
Hey, wanna play hide and clap?
That was crazy in the movie, bro. Oh, just to see a set of hands come. Man, that was crazy.
Number 1, The Exorcist.
You're gonna die up there.
What is it about a child and demons that has so enthralled filmmakers over the years? This is as scary gets, and undoubtedly a horror classic.
How long are you planning to stay in Reagan?
Until she rots and lies stinking in the earth.
Do you agree with our list? Which horror movie do you...
Yeah, I remember when the Wayans brothers, man, and they made scary movie and they made fun of that, man. But yeah, I told y'all, man, Exorcist, it had to be number 1. It has to be. I don't think it was no other horror movie scared people that way. At least that I heard of. Excuse me. Oh yeah, I don't think it's no other one that I heard do the damage that movie was doing in movie theaters. If you were young at that time, man, I was very, very young, and hearing about that, and it was messing people up, bro. It was messing people up. You know what I mean? But y'all get at me in the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought of this list, man. Was it good? Was it not? Do y'all remember some? You recall some of these? Maybe y'all thought something should have made the list that wasn't on here. Put it in the comment section. And get out your boy L till the next reaction of my piece. Y'all stay solid. Hey.